Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. Paulina here talking to you about April month. Apologies, I'm finding it a little bit difficult to talk today. But I will try to make this very concise and I will do my best. Okay, so first of all, congratulate yourself. 21st of March has been the beginning of time. It's the beginning of the year, and it is also an ending of a larger cycle. So the 7-year cycle I was talking about earlier in different videos has come to an end now. So we are formed and we are at a new reformative stage. It is very, very interesting this particular month to me because we have to be proud and we have to be strong about who we are. And in a sense, we have to exhibit a certain type of conviction and pride. And without this pride and conviction, sometimes we will not allow change. It's a very interesting quantum joke. That means coming to terms and naming things what they are, being perfectly clear and perfectly grateful, fine, and just totally proud and happy to be where you are with who you are and how it all is. And as soon as you feel pride and as soon as you feel like you are done and the story is final or you're feeling this really nice, safe completion, that's when things start to change really fast. So things are changing. It's a slip and slide ride in a pig year. So it's like skin. There's lots and lots of layers, and it changes over time underneath. So there's like a slippery slide happening underneath the layer of reality that we're currently experiencing. We might not be able to fully understand what is going on until about the 15th or 16th of April. So the first few days of April to me look very nice, very sincere, very gifting and gifted. Perhaps by now you understand the purpose or the truth, and you finally got a nice rhythm in your life. Maybe your diet is perfect. Maybe your exercise routine makes sense to you. Maybe there is one or two people that are obvious. Maybe there are a few things that are complete. You can kind of see the bigger picture. Don't give up on the bigger picture. Whether it is correct or not, it doesn't matter. So it is really nice to be optimistic and to feel set and said and done. It's good to feel said and done. As underneath the surface is going to be something more happening. We will not understand what it is. We will not fully recognize it, or I feel be able to accept, but it's going to happen. I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of unconscious activity for the whole month. 2 months actually, it feels. I have a feeling there's going to be things said behind people's backs, decisions made without us knowing that they're made. People talking about people behind their backs, family dynamics changing, who is and who isn't here, what does and does not want you. Also, people accommodating to each other without knowing they are. People secretly preparing spaces for each other in each other's lives. People secretly preparing rooms, secretly preparing timelines, preparing homes, preparing for something that is going to be later on. So this is a very interesting unconscious time, and to ask what is going on, where is it all going, like how's it going to end up, is really uncomfortable. So there's an unconscious territorial preparation. How can I say, there is like unconscious time, like for example, the mother of a baby to be is perhaps already starting to look at children's toys unconsciously. The partner that is about to leave is already talking to his ex or is looking outside. For example, a person who is ready to move on from a job, although they're happy with it or they're all there, might be suddenly manifesting friends that talk about other employment and such. So it is really, really very scary for a person who is very comfortable with who they are and they like to be in control, but stay positive. So the thing here is to stay positive. So for example, if you fear that your partner is going astray, or if you fear that something is missing or something's kind of slipping under the surface, the thing is not to make things exact. Make things exactly as they are for you and try not to make them exact for them. So for example, pointing fingers, you did this, you did that. This is where things get scary. So this is where Aries gets really strong, and also Taurus, the first few degrees of Taurus gets very strong, very crazy, very sexy, very emotional, very fiery, when you can kind of tell, that something has been done or something is going to be done. And it is really, really crazy time also for psychics and any kind of like witches or people of magic alike, because when we can kind of see it and it maybe has not happened yet, but we can already kind of smell it or can tell that it's happened, even though it's never probably gonna happen, we can bring in a lot. So if you are a positive person, that really helps. Also, on the other side, if you do deliberate manifestation, and if you are young at heart and you're open to the world and you don't care about the result, you just love to give love, that's fantastic. So, singing, dancing, chanting, being the breath of fresh air, being the fall, being the crazy, unconservative person, being that strange person that perhaps in a group of people appears very odd, but at the same time, you just can't help but share your light or share your vibe. These people are really, really wanted and needed. And those of us that are young and uninhibited, and we can't be bothered being anybody else but ourselves, and those of us that really came true through Pisces and now really don't know which way to go during Aries and have so much joy and springtime or autumn time on the southern hemisphere, joy and jolliness and freedom and release and satisfaction, these people are wanted now. So if you are going for some kind of employment during this time, if you're asserting yourself, please consider how you can be less controlled and more just open to the experience, more open to your environments, feeling like everything is home. So Pig is the year of home, and by now I feel the most appropriate feeling is that home is in the heart, and that means that home is where you are. And this means that home is where the heart is, and peace and joy are everywhere. So deliberately creating through that is fine. Painting, drawing rainbows on walls, creating beautiful music, smiling and laughing, being a little piglet, being a little piglet as we're on the pig year, being funny, fluffy, and jolly, and just giggling a lot or laughing all the time generally gives people a very nice sense of satisfaction sometimes during this type of time. Just to see somebody laughing or smiling gives a satisfactory response. And for these people that have been crude to themselves, they have been ugly to themselves, people that have tried too hard or wanted to have too much control, or wanted to change things or fix things, or feel like they are heavy or they're carrying something very heavy. These people are going to have to maybe stay indoors. Maybe these people will need some time. And also, if you are already feeling like you're encumbered and you're heavy to yourself, or what you are carrying is heavy, by the end of the month, and if it doesn't fade, if you don't find the inner laughter or the innocence during Aries or the optimism, it is such a nice time to let it go and stay indoors. Like, stay indoors because home time, family time, pig time, commitment to Gaia, like commitment to your love life, commitment to yourself, commitment to, the breeze, commitment to life, commitment to beauty, all of that is very much here and now. So just like being committed to living, being committed to caring, being committed to something more juicy and more fun and more resonant and more free. That is kind of like the point, and there's going to be the point for many, many months. And it feels to me that, yeah, although the pig year is a very conservative and sometimes concerning time when there is a healing crisis involved, these people that are young, fresh, and free, and that can feel that they're raising everybody's vibration just through being here and for being eternally wise by being positive, that really has to stay. And it feels to me that if you are one of those people, you always are kind of just like a naturally juicy, goofy, humble, but at the same time very giggly human. It would be such a nice time to make more friends. It would be such a nice time to just go out dancing, to spread the love, spread the joy, but also maybe to commit. For example, if you did want to take your business further, if you, for example, are a singer or a dancer, and you are naturally feeling squiggly and fine during this time, and you have extra joy and extra extra jelly during this time, maybe it's awesome to also take your work further. But for those of us who are not yet ready and we're still reaching out to the past, we're radicalizing our mother or father, we're still looking for the mother or father figure in the loved one, we're still expecting respect, expecting things to sit a certain way, we're very, very shy about how things were, how things are, if we still keep on controlling each other and ourselves and also our environments, it might be very, very nice to stay at home. And if you have both of those parts of you, you know, if you have those off days and you're just really not sure who everybody is and you have no trust or charisma or courage for the day, it's okay, it's fine. So it's just like very, very obvious time for those people that have turned out well and that have come out of the previous cycles clean. And if you're not feeling entire, you're feeling gloomy, you're feeling ruckus, or you're feeling jealous, or you're feeling uncomfortable about certain things, even if it is that one person or just that one idea or it's that one myth, you know, it feels to me that it might be so nice for you to sometimes curl up in bed and take advantage of this beautiful placid moon, you know, that we have. It's a very, very nice flavor of moon during this time. It's a very, very gorgeous emotional time for some people, and for others, yes, it is definitely time to grow, to stay up, to enjoy, to enter new collectives, to really also for some people it is time to try hard. It is time to get on the horse. You know, it is time to enjoy the virtue of hard work and striving. And for those of us who are actually happy and ready to do that, and you are happy and ready to really bounce and, you know, put your heart into a mission or a voyage, that is fine. Voyages. Okay, we got retrograde dupes here. Um, Voyages are not really healthy and good if you don't believe they're going to be good. It's like stepping into new territory, also meeting somebody for the first time, new meetings, new situations, seduction. If you don't quite feel good about it, if you're feeling disproportionate or inappropriate or inconvenient, if there's like weird feeling in the air, if you're meeting people and you've been fine and you meet them and you feel uncomfortable, the yum or yuck response is the best response. I can't stress that enough. The yum or yuck response, if you are in doubt, you're meeting someone for the first time or you have met them, you know, as a series of times, and you know, you look at each other or the place that you meet or the people around you or just the situation gives you the creeps. They say something and you feel something contract inside your physical body, or you're feeling like an expansion, but it's like an egoic expansion, or you're trying to prove something to somebody or you're not sure. It is not so good, and it could be either that it's not time or it's just not appropriate anymore, or it has never been. So the yum or yuck response is very beautiful, very important. We're very innocent, especially during the first part of April. We don't really realize what's going on. We might not be able to tell who is who. We might not be able to tell what is the agenda on everybody's mind. And it also feels to me that we may not be able to fully comprehend as to where we are and where our thoughts or actions have led us. And for some people, there might be a sense of fragility about that. Maybe there is a little bit of ego involved. Maybe there is a little bit of corruption of what they tried to build. There's lots and lots of ways in which people might feel a little crumbly during this month. But the thing that wins is optimism, and a very nice clear guideline. If you have got a nice set rule, if you have a nice clean home, if you have a beautiful place, even if you don't really know what's going on with either person in your life, if you can just see them and hold their hand or be on their side, if you can make things as obvious and as primary as you can, like primary colors, you know, Aries, this I feel will give you more. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. Also, it's a beautiful time to emote. It's a very beautiful time to make love. I have to tell you that yes, as Venus goes from Pisces to Aries, anything is possible. You know, like there is a beautiful era of dreaminess, era of dreaminess. There's a beautiful new era coming through as well because of switching signs, and it feels to me that there could be a perfect person for some people because this little bridge between Pisces and Aries truly is the dreamer's bridge, and it can change space and time. If you've been looking for somebody in your life and you haven't quite found them, or if you've been trying so hard with your present or past lovers, you know, this could be a changing of tides. I mean, Venus is going full circle, Mercury too, but Mercury doesn't understand it has until it hits Taurus. So until we go into Taurus with Mercury, it won't quite make sense what we have embedded or what we've come to be or come to evolve to. Mercury rules the brain and speech, of course, communications. And yeah, we won't quite know it till maybe mid-May as to what we really come to be as evolved people. But in terms of sexual, emotional, physical, also karmic attraction, it'll all change and shift. And yes, expect weirdness, weird changes. So, for example, you've been looking at each other for a long time and you thought you would be wed one day, and then it turns out the person actually has tripped out of the relationship very far and is already planning a future elsewhere, or you might be able not to see, but maybe perhaps a person's very excited and serious about you where you're not at all looking, so your attention is gone. So like the attention is not on the actual facts, and that sometimes can be hard. So it is good to have activity that is factual and correct for you. Getting up early, doing yoga, going for a run, having a very nice, easy diet, looking after your body, looking after your face and hair. You know, Aries is all about the physical. It has to be, I feel, very dense on some sense. In some sense, it has to be very dense on some angle, in order to make sure that these changes that are coming and that are going to surface by like mid to late April are going to be fine and integrated okay. The underneath current is hard to understand. You see, like it is difficult to understand, but it will all kind of like come together perfectly. And it is so nice for secret lovers, for unconscious relationships, unconscious emotional activity, and things that cannot come to light. But it is also very sad for people that have been, say, for example, counting on you, dreaming about you, or having a certain type of, how can I say, they were counting on you, you know, having a certain type of solidity with you. So that's really also very difficult for those people that are in between. So it's like in between the lines, love can turn around, things can change. Jupiter is going retrograde, also Saturn as well. So what is right and strong and worthy can change. Where you put your money can change. You know, where you put your investments can change. Where you seek for solidity and emotional solidity as well can change. Also, the types of people that you are waiting for can change. And also what wasn't perhaps expected to arise may arise out of the ether as if, or those dominant parts of you may not recognize how these other new growths and new shoots are coming through that perhaps were before unspeakable, maybe even strange to think about or uncomfortable. And also those people that have been hiding secrets, people that have been hiding their heart. You might not know it, but things are happening in a sense in your favor. But if you have been hiding or you've been hidden a lot and you've been in a cycle of, say, abuser and victim for a long time, or you've been hiding your true colors, these new changes might come at a cost. So it might hurt. That doesn't mean that it's going to hurt for all people, but if you, for example, have had a long series of karmic or hidden relationships, so you have been trying to hide who you are to one another, or if you've had a lot of lying or a lot of strange assimilation into groups or into collectives or into families, into homes or into relationships, These types of themes are going to prevent this new growth in your life coming through smoothly. So whatever you do is fine. Keep jolly, keep positive and optimistic. If you are doing things on the sly, please consider how that is going to implicate you for the rest of the year, and perhaps also ongoingly, as this is the beginning of a new cycle. You might have a few strange years if at this point, in this most obvious time of Aries, you are keeping things on the sly. It might also be very, very obvious to others. If it's not obvious to you, it might come through in other ways. For example, if you are hiding someone in your life, you might choose to not lose them, but choose to lose a whole lot of money, or you might yourself be lost out of a picture. So please keep things open, be an open book, be positive and optimistic, and see how also being truthful is sexy. It is not something that is going to make you work hard later. It's not something that is going to corrupt you. It's not something that is going to diminish your value or worth in society. Actually, being strong is being truthful and honest. And being honest and strong is like the correct way of life, because then you're growing and you're walking one way. And all these lies, all these spread out feelings, all these silent or secret agendas, all the things that you are holding back or not saying, perhaps one day will start to give way, and the solidity of the foundation that we are now starting to strengthen in Aries is going to be not perhaps the best one. And also please pay attention to aggression, argumentative behavior, anything to do with people that is predatory or strange or stagnant as well. So it's like you're waiting for them and you want them, but you don't actually really want to connect. And all of those things that are diminishing your spirit. So now is the time to feel pride, and yes, eventually I feel if you are bright and open and honest about who you are, where you are, who you're with, and how it's all going, that's going to give you much larger and clearer dimension in the future, and also much larger and bigger things in life. So strong beginnings, strong starts, honest, even brutally honest if you want to be, but stay out of aggression and trying to pick something with someone else. So yeah, thank you very much. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I'm going to do the signs for Patreon people. So I'm going to now embark on the 12 signs. If you'd like to, you can sign up to my Patreon if you want. If you don't want, that's fine. But all the links are in the section below. So all the signs are up now. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.